Okay, so in my last video, I showed you my full night skincare routine. All 10 steps, every product, all the PDRN conversation. And at the end, I said, this is my post-Rejuran routine. And I got a lot of messages asking, wait, what actually happened in Korea? What did they do to your face? Did it hurt? Is it worth it? Today, we're going all the way back. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did, where I went, what the experience was like, what treatments I got done, the honest pain rating on each one, what happened to my skin after, and what I did to take care of it, and whether I would recommend it. I'm going to be as honest as possibly can, including the part where I was sitting in a consultation chair with numbing cream on my face looking like this.
Oh my god!
We'll get there. So, we went to Apgujeong. If you've been to Seoul, you know Apgujeong. If you haven't, picture this. It's in Gangnam district. It's upscale, it's tree-lined, there are designer boutiques, there are cafes that look like they exist specifically to be photographed. And then, tucked in between all of that, clinics. So many clinics.
Oh my god!
Apgujeong is essentially the beauty capital inside the beauty capital. It's where you go when you want the good stuff. My friend found the cutest little cafe nearby and went there while I was doing my thing.
Living her best life.
Very unbothered. Meanwhile, I was about to have needles in my face. But we moved. The clinic we went to, and I want to say this clearly because it matters, had the red seal. And I want to explain why that mattered to me personally, because it's not just about prestige or safety ticking a box. The honest reason I chose a clinic with the red seal is because I didn't fully know what my skin needed. I had questions, real ones, about my pigmentation, my skin type, how treatments would interact with each other, what was actually going on underneath. And I needed someone who could answer those questions properly, not just a recommended package. A board-certified dermatologist has completed 6 years of medical school, a year of internship, and 4 years of dermatology residency. That's the kind of expertise I wanted in the room when I was making decisions about what to do to my face. The red plaque is called Pico Triple, and it's issued by the Korean Dermatological Association. Of the roughly 30,000 clinics in Korea displaying dermatology-related signs, only around 1,500 are run by board-certified dermatology specialists. It's not a given. You have to look for it. Now, I want to be clear about something. I am not saying clinics without the red seal are bad. I'm genuinely not. There are excellent beauty clinics that do great work even without the red seal. If you already know exactly what treatment you want, you've done your research, you've read reviews, go for it. I'm not stopping you, and I'm not invalidating those clinics. But for me, going in uncertain and wanting real answers, I needed a specialist. That was my personal reason. Your reason might be different, and that's completely fine. Now, before I even get into the clinic, let's talk about booking. Because this is something I wish someone had told me clearly before I went with other appointments. Book in advance. Way in advance. Like, before you even book your flights. Ideally, the popular clinics fill up fast, especially for foreigners. If you show up in Seoul and try to walk in, you might not get the treatment you want. Or you end up waiting for a vacant slot that may or may not come. Don't risk your whole trip on that. The good news is, it's actually very easy to book. Most clinics have Instagram pages and you can just slide into their DMs. WhatsApp works too. If you have KakaoTalk, which is basically Korea's version of WhatsApp, except it's used by
Literally 53.5 million monthly active users and controls about 97% of the Korean messaging market. You can message through there too.
It's like their everything app. Messaging, payments, taxis, banking, all in one place. Yellow logo, you'll recognize it everywhere. But honestly, Instagram DM and WhatsApp is completely fine. The clinic we went to was foreigner friendly and some of the staff speak English. Communication was smooth as. We booked our appointment before we even left New Zealand and Australia. 9:30 in the morning, which meant cafe first. This step is a little different from most routines you'll see. We arrived, gave our names, put our stuff in the lockers, very organized, very clean, and then they took us into a room for a skin analysis. They scanned my face.
Oh my god!
Now, this machine shows your skin on a screen in front of you. Well, in the consultation room. Everything, pigmentation, the pores, the fine lines, the moisture levels, your skin age, all of it listed on a screen. Very humbling. But when we went back to the lobby and waited for the doctor, and this is where I learned something about myself that I genuinely did not see it coming. The doctor sat down with us, with a staff member who spoke English to help translate, and went through the skin analysis report. And they told me I have dry skin. Dry skin.
Oh my god!
I have been walking around for years thinking I was combination girly. A little oily here, a little dry there, very normal, very expected. I had a whole identity built around being combination skin. Apparently, I'm not. And the second they said it, so many things made sense. The way my foundation cakes sometimes, the way my base makeup looks and feels dry by the end of the day no matter what I do. I always blamed the makeup. I always blamed the application. It was the skin all along. It turns out the season does affect your skin type. And also, as we get older, our skin does naturally tend to shift toward the drier side. It happens. They also talked about my pigmentation, my pores, my fine lines, and then they said something I am going to say to you directly now. Stress contributes to wrinkle formation.
Oh my god!
And this is not just a wellness slogan. This is documented. Elevated cortisol levels can break down collagen, and research has shown this contributes to premature fine lines and loss of skin firmness. A study published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology confirmed that chronic psychological stress impacts skin biology in multiple ways, ultimately translating to altered skin texture and visible wrinkles. So when people say don't stress, they are not being dramatic. It genuinely shows up on your face.
Oh my god!
Period. Now, my friend also had her skin analysis done. Her skin type came back as oily, and the doctor said Rejuran would not be the most beneficial treatment for her specifically. I want to explain why. Because it's not that Rejuran is bad for oily skin. Rejuran is generally suitable for all skin types, but its biggest benefit is deep hydration, barrier repair, and regeneration from within. That is exactly what dry, compromised skin needs. For oily skin that already has plenty of moisture and sebum production, the benefit is far less significant. Your money is better spent on something targeted at your actual concerns. Different skin, different needs, different treatments. I learned a lot about my skin that day. And honestly, the consultation alone felt worth it. I came thinking I knew my skin. I left knowing it. Oh, before we get into the actual treatments, I have to show you the photo. This was us during the consultation, sitting in front of the doctor, learning about our skin type, having a very serious medical discussion about pores and pigmentation and stress hormones, with numbing cream thick all over our faces. Here's why they put it on early, right after the skin analysis, before the consultation even started. Because numbing cream takes time to fully kick in. Korean efficiency, the pali-pali, faster, quick, no waiting around once you're in the treatment room. They did mention we could ask them to wait if we weren't ready. But we were committed at that point. So there we were, very numbed, very professional. Absolutely not. My inner self was on the floor. My outer self was trying to maintain dignity in front of the dermatologist. Anyway, moving on. After the consultation, they talk us through the treatment recommendations. And I want to say this clearly because I think it matters. You do not have to do everything they recommend. This is not a pressure situation. They give you the full picture of what your skin could benefit from. You look at what's within your budget, what you actually care about, and you decide. I had done some skin treatments before going to Korea, back here in New Zealand, at a beauty clinic I go to. Actually, right before my wedding. Girly had to. So my skin wasn't starting from zero. I decided on 3 treatments: Pico Triple, InMode Scar Laser, and Rejuran Healer via microneedle. Let me break down each one. Pico Triple is a combination laser treatment. The triple refers to multiple pico laser systems used together. Devices like Revlight, Picoway, and Genesis, which each work at slightly different wavelengths and depths. Together, they target pigmentation, uneven skin tone, fine texture, and they also stimulate collagen. The pico lasers work is they deliver ultra-short energy pulses. We're talking picoseconds, which is a trillionth of a second. And those pulses create a pressure wave that physically shatters pigment particles in your skin. Your body then flushes them naturally. At the same time, that controlled energy stimulates collagen production. For me specifically, the pigmentation and the uneven tone I've been fighting for years. This was the one for that. Pain rating? This was the more uncomfortable of the 2 lasers for me. The sensation is exactly what people describe. A rubber band snapping against your skin repeatedly all over your face. The numbing cream is doing its job. It genuinely helps, but it doesn't take everything away. Certain areas are more sensitive. Around the nose, around the mouth, under the eyes, those spots you feel. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Quick. 15 to 25 minutes, but you are aware of every single snap. You can do it, but go in knowing it's not nothing. InMode Scar Laser. This one is different. InMode Fractora is a fractional laser treatment, which means instead of treating the entire surface, it sends thousands of tiny columns of laser energy into the skin, targeting damaged tissues while leaving the surrounding skin intact. That's what makes it fractional. Less over-injury, faster recovery, but it goes deeper. What it's doing is remodeling. It breaks down all damaged skin cells. For me, old acne scarring and texture irregularities, and triggers your body to produce new collagen and healthier skin in its place. Pain rating on this one, a 6, which sounds counterintuitive when I say what the sensation is, but somehow the snapping of the pico got to me more. InMode is heat, sustained heat, and there is a smell. I'm going to prepare you for the smell because nobody prepared me for the smell. It smells like something is burning from your face.
Oh my God!
Because something is, technically, old damaged skin cells being broken down by the laser. It's completely normal and expected, and the clinic staff told me about it. But there's still a moment where your brain goes, is this fine? It is fine. Your face is not on fire. The smell is the treatment working. 7 snapping, 6 heat, and smell, both manageable. Neither a walk in the park. And the Rejuran. Before I get into the experience, I want to be upfront about something because I actually asked the doctor this question directly. What is the difference between the microneedle version and the traditional hand injection? And this matters. So let me explain it. Traditional Rejuran microinjections use a fine needle to inject directly into the dermis, the deeper layer of your skin. The product is placed precisely where the collagen-producing fibroblasts live. Microneedle delivery uses a device to create tiny channels in the skin, and the Rejuran infuses through those channels, sitting more in the upper layer rather than being injected straight into the dermis. What that means practically, microneedle delivery tends to be gentler. There's less downtime, and it's better suited for people whose skin concern isn't severe. Traditional injections go deeper, are more precise, and are what most of the dramatic before and afters you see online are from. I chose microneedle because I am
NANI?
Genuinely a bit of coward when it comes to needles. I will admit that freely. And also, because my skin condition didn't require the full traditional treatment, the doctor agreed microneedle was appropriate for where my skin was at. The doctor mentioned the traditional injection is a different kind of pain. An out-of-the-body experience was the vibe I got from that description. I will take their word for it.
Oh my god!
For now. If this video hits 100,000 likes,
Oh my
I
god!
will fly back to Korea and do the full traditional Rejuran on cam. Hand injection, the whole thing. I said what I said.
NANI?
Anyway, the microneedle Rejuran pain rating, honestly, 4. The numbing cream had been on my face since before the consultation, and by the time we got to this step, I was well and truly numb. What I did not do is film it properly because I was nervous and I was holding their little plushy stuffed animal and staring at the ceiling. Like, yeah. They were very kind about this. They told me every step of what they were doing, which I really appreciate. Even if my brain was only processing about 40% of it. Lesson learned, next time, camera out, plushie down. After the treatments, the clinic sent us the aftercare instructions as well. And I want to walk you through what I actually did because I think this part is important as the treatment itself. The first thing they told us was no makeup for at least 24 hours. I personally decided to go on full week without makeup. My face had been through a lot. I wanted to give it the best possible environment to heal. And I didn't want to introduce anything that could irritate the injection sites or the laser areas while they were still recovering. My skin right after was a little red. There were some post-needle marks from the Rejuran, some very small scabbing from the laser, genuinely tiny, but I was careful when washing my face. Gentle pressure only. The general aftercare rules, SPF every single day. Laser-treated skin is significantly more sensitive to UV exposure, and sun damage at this stage can undo what you've just paid good money to fix. Broad spectrum, minimum SPF 50, no exceptions. Avoid sweating for at least 48 hours, no intense exercise, no saunas, no hot baths. Heat increases blood circulation, which can push product away from where it needs to be, and also introduces bacteria to healing skin. For the first 72 hours, your skin is significantly more permeable, meaning bacteria gets in more easily. So you want the cleanest possible environment. For skincare, gentle only. No active ingredients, no retinol, no AHAs, no BHAs, no high concentration vitamin C. Anything that would normally exfoliate or resurface is off the table while your skin barrier is healing. This is actually why my entire skincare routine became what it is. Everything I showed you in the last video, the gentle cleansers, the PDRN serums, the centella, the ceramide creams, all of it was chosen specifically because my skin was in recovery mode. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it in the description. It's the full breakdown of every product and why each one was chosen. You're the chosen one. Here is where I genuinely land on this. When I put my makeup on now, my skin looks different. More glow, better texture underneath the base, more of what I'd call healthy glowiness. It's not a dramatic transformation, and I want to be clear about why. Partly because I did the microneedle version of Rejuran rather than the traditional injection, which we've established a gentler, more superficial delivery, and partly because, as the doctor told me and as the research confirms, Rejuran works gradually. Collagen production and remodeling takes 3 to 6 months to reach its peak. I'm 1 month in. I'm still watching. I'm also documenting it. So there will be more. One thing I also want to mention, because I think it's useful and I was quite honest with my doctor about it, I get hormonal breakouts. I told them this. They prescribed me a topical cream for it and offered an oral medication as well. I took the topical, I didn't take the oral. Because apparently if you're on it, you need to be clear of it for 6 months before trying to get pregnant since it affects fetal development. I haven't thought about babies yet, but just in case.
Oh my god!
I do sometimes wonder if I should have taken it. But That was my call. The topical is doing something though. More on that in the future update. Do I recommend getting Rejuran in Korea? Yes, with conditions. 1. Do your research on the clinic. Look for the red plaque. Look for board certified. Read reviews from international patients specifically. 2. Book early, way earlier than you think you need to. 3. Have the consultation first and actually listen to it. Don't walk in with a fixed idea of what you're getting. Your skin might need something different from what you think. 4. Aftercare is not optional. The treatment is 30 minutes. The aftercare is weeks. Both matter equally. And 5. Manage your expectations on timeline. The glow up is real, but it's gradual. You are not walking out of the clinic looking like a different person. You are starting a process. 1 month in, I'm glad I did it. Ask me again in 6 months. That's the full story. The location, the booking, the consultation, the 3 treatments, the pain ratings, the numbing cream photo, the aftercare, and the honest 1 month update. Next video, we are switching gears completely. We're going into fashion. I'm going to show you how I've been thinking about building a wardrobe that actually works for the body I have right now. Not the aspirational one, not a future version, this one.
Oh my god!
Subscribe so you're there for it, and drop your current holy grail in the comments. Or if you've had any clinic treatments in Korea, tell me everything. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one. We're always in progress.